hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. We are here. We're still here. We're still here. Today, gonna go through the True King of Calamity because that is the way the game is pulling me over on our master quest for today. And yeah, I suppose today's topics are kind of near and dear to my heart. They should be near and dear to your heart. It's something that kind of annoys me that a lot of people say is just like such an easy freaking process of life, and whatever, man. It's, whatever, you just gotta do your own thing, right? But that is the general gist of the morals today, I suppose. I got my cute little dog right here behind me, giving me comfort and security and stuff, so I don't feel alone. Um, because I do feel very alone, and that's okay. I feel alone, and I don't I don't know how long this feeling will really last because I've noticed it just kind of stays no matter whether I'm like with someone or around the presence of people who care about me or whatever. It's just just a feeling. And you got to let those feelings pass and wash over you, especially if the purpose is calling, the feeling is calling. And I think this loneliness really does stop me from truly realizing my visions, and it can't stop you. So, that's what the title's about, guys. Today we are following one and only one thing and one thing only, okay? You and me, okay? Follow one thing, one signpost, one direction, because all of these emotions are directions. They just tell us where to go, and the fear tells you one thing, the anger tells you one thing. Not a lot of people listen to the courage. We all have it. It's just most times it's very quiet. Doesn't really like to say much. Just likes to sit in the corner and give you that tiny little thumbs up when you look at it. But some people don't even see it in the corner there. And even realize it's potential to help you. And I'd say for the most part, we are drowning it out with all of the other emotions, like, of course, the loneliness that I was just talking about. That one, that's a big one. For me, at least, that's a big one. Because when you feel this loneliness, you kind of try to drown it out with a bunch of other. And this is not to insult all the internet people I interact with, but it's just a bunch of other, subpar solutions to, you know, putting a little band-aid over a broken leg kind of thing. And for the longest time, I realized that I just don't need as much social interaction as others, but I don't really think that's true. I just think I really value when I'm given like true, authentic connection, and because of that, I sort of treasure it a lot. I value it and uphold to keep it and do a lot for it and not for myself. And then, the natural processes occur when you give on to others more than they give on to you. There's a little bit of resentment. There's a little bit of a strange air or aura around it, until it just breaks and falls away. And you gotta realize that they are important. We are important as individuals, but our own agency is really what we should be detecting and seeing. And it is not bad to feel these emotions, like the sadness or the loneliness. But instead of going for these easy to reach, always accessible solutions. You can even call them solutions, handicaps, if you will, instead of going for the real thing, because it's so funny, man. Like I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it, but like you could just talk to people. People are very nice and kind, and I hold too much weight to my words. Like, it doesn't really matter, man. They just want whatever you have at the time. And I know right now, I definitely don't have good things. Right now, if I went to any of the people that I actually wanted to talk to, internet wise, collab with on the channel, quote unquote, with the cosplays, it wouldn't be like my usual light and jubilant self, just because of the energy deficit that I'm in right now. So probably wise to stay back. But and see, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you want to do it, you just go do it. And the voice in my head that tells me to do that, it's very quiet. I don't know about you guys. It's very quiet. It says doesn't like to talk a lot. It's like, you should do it, but I'm gonna, I'll be back here waiting for you. And so I say all this to say there's really no wrong answers or wrong ways to, navigate these feelings. I just say, you have to choose what to act on. You're always going to have to take an action after you feel all these emotions, but a lot of people act on the anger, or they act on the sadness, or they act on the happiness, or they act on the, no, man, just act on only the courage, and hopefully God gives you that courage. Hopefully, I don't know. Um, hopefully the courage comes from an authentic place where somebody actually believes in you for the right reasons, but the actions that we take are always going to dictate our future, and the brain waves that produce that will obviously, go to the actions. So returning to courage is something that it's like a muscle that I feel like you'll never really you'll never really have a full grasp on until you kind of cut out a lot of the noise. And this is not to say that you should just never watch anything or never feel anything from anybody else or whatever. It's just there's a lot of noise right now, guys. There's a lot of noise right now. And I think what pisses me off about a lot of the noise is that, like, I knew it was all, like, it's like my intuition it's been right for a long time, and I try not to be mad at myself for doubting it. I'm trying my best. But I am pretty pissed off that I doubted it for so long. I am. This is a thing that I just tend to do. Um, I see something bad going on, like my controller constantly disconnecting, and I'm just like, oh, I'll ignore that. It's fine. We'll be okay. But it's not okay, Like I knew the bad things that were happening in the world because I previously had a experience as an actor in Los Angeles. And I just detected things that didn't seem right, so I kind of just held it all in until I was moving so fast that I couldn't, I couldn't see the cliff in front of me, and then I had to stop myself. I had to, be like, whoa, let's bring ourselves back. And it came through the form of a panic attack that I'm very grateful for. And then I moved away from there, and for the longest time, I still sort of like held that as like, I don't really know why it happened. Who knows? But there were definitely evil forces, just like right now, that were acting upon me without my knowledge. And that's just the way the world is now. As soon as we let women in the workforce, every time there is an attack upon you, it's always spiritual. Nobody's gonna just step up to you and be like, hey, bitch, I'm gonna take all your money. That's not how it happens now. That's not how it happens now. People will hack you. Nobody's gonna comment on your videos. You'll get tons of views. It's weird, man. It's weird, and I have to notice when it's happening. I don't have to call it out, but I have to take action. You don't have to say anything, but you always have to take an action. Like we talked about this before on this. You can't just sit there and wait to die. It's not an option for you, okay? But you can choose your reason for doing that. You can choose your reason for whatever action that you take, but something has to happen, something has to give, and I think in this sense, in this way, I have to take the action of peace and returning to it, and it may seem like an inaction to some people, but the result is just a lot less. You know, I'm going to watch a lot less videos. I'm gonna tune into a lot less streams. I just need to cut back. You know, at times you realize that you're just taking on all of this pain, and nobody's taking on your pain. And it's like, do I even feel pain? Like, wait a minute, don't get too deep into that headspace. But you know, in the last episode when I was talking about that huge cry fit, I was really thinking about it. I'm like, those were not my tears. They were not. You know, I don't. It's not like I don't have a reason to cry, but it just felt like something completely different from every other wave of sadness that I've had. It felt divine a little bit, like I was alchemizing somebody else's pain. And I don't know who, but I will still extend that hand out in that video. If you need to talk, you need to talk. You know, it's fine. But I know this this stuff helps people. You know, whether they realize it or not. I know the small things that I do on other people's channels too, just like the comments that I leave help people. And I see people thankful of that, and I see people who look to exploit that. And you know, whatever you do, I also have the choice to choose your reason. You know, of course, there's an actual reason that you do it that's true to the world, but I really don't need to know that. I can just decide to myself, you know, why this sort of happened. You know, and as a guy, it's very hard for me to do personally, because I like facts. I like to connect things. I like when things are solidified. And in this day and age, man, we're just not gonna get that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you're one of those logical thinkers or guys. You're just not gonna fucking get that now. You're just not. You will never get that. You will never ever get that now. Okay. And it hurts. It hurts. It's just why the title of the video is so important. Okay, because we're never, the courage voice is never going to be like, I know for a fact that we will be able to do this perfectly. That's never going to happen. Your courage voice is never going to say that, because it's never certain. But you have to follow him anyway. You have to see where he lands, and you know, you have to be like, it's okay, man. You can come out a little stronger next time, because I believe in you. And that's the only way we're going to make it through this. You know, especially if you have a purpose or a dream. A lot of the times I stop myself from taking the next step in this channel, in this life, in this music career, whatever you want to fucking call it. Because I think I'm not ready, because I think I don't have, you know, the strength. But it's just like these feelings, man. The strength will come and go. The feelings will get there once you take the action. You know, once you get started. That's all it really takes. It's so annoying to hear, but you know, just getting up and doing one thing, you know, that's all it really takes. To just compound interest, and then you just can't stop going. And I realize this is just a phase of life that I'm in, this deficit of energy, where I feel like the whole world fucking hates my guts and everything I do. And so I know it's time for me to just take a step back. But I do appreciate this platform for you guys allowing me a place to speak and spread my truth, whatever truth that is. Hopefully it vibes with you a little bit. Hopefully you took something out of this one. I really don't know. But this has been Dragon Quest. We did the King of Calamity here. Soloed it. It's a super boss, all that good stuff. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Remember, your courage, it's very quiet. It's always going to be very quiet. That's its power, you know? You realize there's a lot of strength in being quiet that I disregard a lot. You know, I always think I'm the asshole in chats because I don't say anything, because I'm always playing video games on the side. But there's power to that, okay? So look to the power of your courage. I love you. I appreciate you. And have a good rest.